Welcome back. Brotherhood Ballad is back again on a beautiful Tuesday evening. The NFL Week 2 has concluded, and I think the Green Bay Packers are the best team in the league. I said it yesterday on the pod with my dad. Green Bay is coming out hot.
They are coming out hot and they are ready to play. I think uh I think Micah Parsons, like the addition of Micah Parsons could go down as one of the greatest acquisitions in Packers history. Obviously, in my opinion, even though I wasn't alive during this time, I don't think there's any way that the acquisition of Reggie White will ever be topped unless the Packers like go on like a Patriots or Chiefs type of run per se. But the addition of Micah Parsons has literally changed the defense, and there's no way around it. There's no way you can dispute that because now offensive lines are putting two, even sometimes three guys on Micah, allowing the edge of darkness, as John Gruden says, Edrin Cooper and Rashawn Gary to just infiltrate the rest. And the DBs, Keyshawn Nixon absolutely cooked on Thursday night against the Washington Commanders, 5 PBUs. He is developing like no other. I mean, I can't believe I'm seeing it in front of my own eyes. We got Keyshawn Nixon for special teams originally, and now he's like arguably a lockdown corner.
I mean, that defense is just, it's deadly. That to go along with, Jordan Love is really, it's taking a lot of the pressure off his shoulders. I mean, last year, he had to do a lot of the work, and I honestly don't think he was fully healthy for pretty much the whole year. And to have that burden off your back, because I already liked Rashawn Gary. I've liked him since Michigan. He was one of the highest rated
Yeah.
recruits to go to Michigan, and he's been an absolute stud. I love Cooper. I mean, it's just it's tough. It's going to be very, very tough for the Lions and the Vikings and the Bears to compete. I think it's going to be it's pretty much the Packers division, I think, to run away with.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Um, this is like I've been telling you outside of the podcast and some of our other friends, this is like literally the most excited I've been for a Packers season in probably the past half decade. Like Prime Rodgers was the last time when he went back-to-back MVP years, and to where we are today, I didn't think I was never a Jordan Love like hater as people would say, but I just hadn't I wasn't sold yet. And I know he's had like some really good games, but he hasn't brought it all together for like multiple good games in a row and showed that he can be the next generational Hall of Fame level quarterback for the Packers. And I mean, up to now, like in these two first games, I mean, he's throwing like when they played the Commanders on Thursday night, that pass to Malik Heath. First of all, to get it into that spot for Malik Heath to be able to do a double toe tap inbounds, it literally looked like Aaron Rodgers. And to add on top of that, do you know what DB they had on Malik Heath that play?
No.
Marshawn Lattimore.
Wow.
Marshawn, he made that pass over Marshawn Lattimore to double toe tap to stay in bounds. So it's like it's literally looking like a light-skinned Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. I mean, I can't believe it. He is dicing up. He diced up the bet. I mean, before the season started, I thought the Lions had a top three defense, and I mean, he diced them up, and then he diced up the Commanders, and so now on Sunday we go to Cleveland to play the Browns, and the Browns have two of the top 10 most pressures allowed for offensive linemen in the league, I mean, it's going to be a bad day for old man Flacco. Like I
I
hope they
think
don't
that
hurt him.
7.5 is not enough.
Well, it changed last night to nine
Oh,
and a
it
half.
did?
It changed to 9.5 last
Oh,
night.
okay.
I still don't think that's enough. Um, Flacco's old man, and I Flacco's a great quarter, or he was. I mean, he got a Super Bowl. That Ravens team when they won when the lights went out. I mean, that team was amazing. I just don't think Flacco should still be playing. It might be bad on Sunday.
I mean, him and Aaron Rodgers are just, it's not their time anymore. Like they're clearly not the same. And I mean, we can even get into that now if you're finished with your Packers thoughts. The Steelers go to 1-1 with a loss at the Seahawks. I mentioned it yesterday that Caleb Johnson play was really tough for the rookie. I like him out of Iowa. I think he's a solid workhorse running back, but he
Yeah.
just makes a bonehead mistake and that cost him the game. On a scale of 1 to 10, or I guess we could do a little rating system
Yeah.
for the Steelers panic meter. What would you have it on 1 to 10?
So before I like give you a specific answer, I want to point out the fact that a lot of people in like the NFL spaces have been blaming that Steelers loss on Caleb Johnson, which is I think is completely unjust. I mean, yeah, that was a bad mistake. Like, plus they didn't even bring him on special teams before today or before Sunday. I believe, like reiterating what your dad said on your guys' show, how Caleb Johnson had only done 5 special team like drives at the University of Iowa, which I mean, I don't think you can bring in Caleb Johnson and then put him on the special teams considering he's had such a limited time at special teams. And Rodgers looked like that pass, that vintage Rodgers where he rolls out, throws off his back foot to Calvin Austin, and he drops that, and he would have been on like the 10-yard line. I mean, that puts them in touchdown territory. I'm pretty sure Freiermuth had a few drops. Um, but I think the biggest concern is that offensive line in Pittsburgh. Man, they've got to block for Rodgers because we all know he's old. But if he can get enough time in that pocket, he's slinging. I mean, like, look what he did to the Jets. That was the Aaron Rodgers that everybody wants to see. So, in terms of my panic meter at a 1 to 10, I'd say right down in the middle at a 5. I'd say that if they can, just fix up those wide receiver mistakes and Freiermuth is probably one of their most reliable weapons on that offense, which I think he just made a mistake, which happens. So yeah, not too high, not too low. I think 5 is a pretty good answer right down the middle to say.
Yeah, so far for Rodgers, he's been sacked 7 times in 2 games, which is it's definitely got to improve, especially because he's not moving the same as he did
Mm-mm.
even in his MVP season a couple of seasons ago for the Packers. Another little game in our 1 through 10 rating system. The Arizona Cardinals are 2-0 for the first time in a while, I believe, and I think the NFC West is wide open. I don't think the 49ers are formidable. The Seahawks are definitely going to be a tough team, and obviously the Rams with Stafford, who's been balling out. What are the chances you think, on a scale of 1 to 10, that the Arizona Cardinals will win the NFC West?
I think we might have talked about this, maybe we didn't cover, but my original prediction before the season started was that the Seahawks were going to win the West. Um, I mean, I don't know. I think because the Cardinals they played two pretty like bad teams, haven't they? Who they
The
played
Saints and
the
then the Panthers. So,
yeah.
and it was close against both. So I think it's a false
I think it's
2-0.
Yeah, I think it's probably. I think they might be the worst 2-0 team right now in the NFL. Um, do I think they can win the West? I mean, I think it's still too early to say. I think I'm still sticking with my original prediction of the Seahawks. I think Sam Darnold will figure his way. I mean, he did well in Minnesota. I think he could do well in Seattle. That division's not very good anyways, especially with Purdy out now. I mean, they're gonna have the MILF Hunter cooking, so we'll see how that goes.
Mac Jones.
Yeah,
Oh
Mac
my
Jones
gosh.
and
I
uh,
don't think he's going to do much for the 49ers. I think the
not
49ers,
a shot in
it's
hell.
it's looking like it's mentioning a injured quarterback. The game that I thought the Packers were going to have the biggest test was the Bengals, and that in
Yeah,
terms of recent games that they're going to have on their schedule. And I mean, that was kind of the game that I was thinking might be a potential loss, but until or after that Bengals game, the Cardinals, I mean, I get maybe the Steelers at home, but I think the Packers could be undefeated until well into November.
yeah, I know. In our original prediction, I'd said, like I think the Packers could win two or like lose 2 or 3 games. I mean, you can call me crazy, but I think the perfect season's a brewing.
We've never seen it since the Dolphins.
Never seen it. If of all teams to happen, it would be the Packers. Bring that Lombardi home on a perfect season. Oh my gosh, it'd be written in the stars. It couldn't end any better. But I still think I know we have the Ravens at home, which is bullshit. It's slotted for a noon game, which is insane. I mean, that's wild to have the Packers and Ravens playing at noon.
Well, already for Christmas or that weekend?
Yeah.
That's diabolical.
unless it's not confirmed, but I saw in multiple places that it's slotted for noon. Hopefully, it's a optional flex, because that should be. There's no way in hell that game should not be a prime time, especially if both teams pan out. Like my opinion, the Ravens will be in the race to win the AF to like win the whole AFC. I think the Bills are still. I think, in my opinion, right now as of today, the Bills should be the favorites to win the AFC. I don't know if they are like on the sports books, but they should be, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the Bills and Ravens, I think, are the top two tier of the AFC. I think the Chiefs are going to have a down year. Damn right, they might not even make the playoffs. Like, I think they damn well could miss the playoffs at this point. I think Mahomes is just him running around like a chicken with his head cut off. The Ravens' schedule, looking at it, the Packers is a tough game. They have to play the Eagles, or not the Eagles, the Chiefs, which
Yeah.
is coming up in a couple weeks. So definitely not going to be easy for them. I really like Josh Allen. I think he's the best quarterback in the league. Him and Lamar have been battling it out, as you know, with
Yeah.
MVPs, and I really like the Bills. I think it could be Bills and Packers. I could definitely see that at the end. Packers Eagles would be a phenomenal NFC Championship game. I think Jalen Hurts has a lot more confidence. I don't know if you've seen. I think he seems to just obviously they were struggling a little bit against the Chiefs, but I think it's he just has a different kind of swagger since you've already won. You kind of have that elephant, you kind of have that monkey off your back. And so I think the Eagles obviously are going to be a great opponent. That tush push might be the last season they're going to be able to do that. So I think they got to be happy they can do it while they can.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said. Um, the Eagles are formidable competition. We have them later in the season. Um, I think I've never been an advocate of the tush push. The tush push robbed Jason Kelsey of another ring, in my opinion, or one of the best centers of all time. Also, I've got some breaking news here from a Packers insider today. Christian Watson was interviewed, like, like where he stands from the ACL surgery, things like that. And he said that he can run, make cuts, plants on his knee, and he should be able to return um, sooner than a lot of people expected. Furthermore, he went on to say, if it was the NFC Championship game tomorrow, I'd be able to go out there and feel confident.
That's big news. Obviously, the ACL injury that he sustained. I
Suffered.
mean, so far the Packers, I really love Tucker Kraft. I think he's just a super
He's a
reliable.
he's a dog.
He's a super reliable option for Jordan Love. They just have a lot of great second options, I think, but they don't have that one. I mean, I guess Tucker Kraft kind of is like a 1B, but they have a lot of great second options. I love Romeo Dobbs, Wicks, Reed. I mean, Musgrave. I love all of them, but I think if Watson comes back and he's able to just be a little like second, third option and kind of ease his way back into being that first option, I think he'll make their offense as almost as good as their defense if he's able to come back in a couple weeks. I wouldn't rush it if I were him, just
No
because
way.
the Cardinals are. You should be able to beat the Bengals. I would kind of save him more
Bro.
for later in October.
For sure. Also, want to add a couple more things, and then I thought maybe we could look at the updated power rankings and just kind of give our quick thoughts on a few teams here and there. Um, Jaden Reed, this dude. So I mean, as we all know, he broke his collarbone against the Commanders on Thursday. Today he just underwent successful surgery on his collarbone, and he came out of surgery, and I don't know how the hell this happened, but he got on his phone high as shit, still off like all the pain meds and everything. He went on he went on Instagram Live, and he said, "Fuck man, Packers to the bow."
That's crazy. I saw that play happen and I was like I was watching it with my fiance and I was like, yeah, he broke his collarbone because you could like he landed straight on it, but I mean if he's in good spirits, that's huge for the Packers culture.
Yeah, for sure. So I'd agree. And I think we can move on to, I'll just break down the top 10. So at number 10, which is still is mind-boggling to me, are the 0-2 Kansas City Chiefs, are the number 10 in power rankings. What are your initial thoughts of that?
Well, I mean top 10 maybe, but from what I see so far, Mahomes has like I think he has the least amount of time to throw in the league, probably up there with Rodgers. It's just immediately as he drops back, he's running for his life. I
Yep.
think, I mean, much like Dan Aykroyd in Blues Brothers, he's on a mission from God. He's just trying to get the hell out of there. Like it's just rough. I think the Chiefs, yeah, you can kind of blame it still, I guess, on Tyreek Hill not being there, but they haven't had an offense. I saw a thing that their offensive points per game has gone down every single year the last like 3 or 4, I believe. And so scoring 21 points a game in the NFL, it's gonna maybe get you the division, but I think the AFC West is up there with one of the best in the entire NFL, along with the NFC North. I think the Chargers, Herbert's been playing very well so far. The
What
Raiders, I mean,
happens when
you
you
have Pete
lock up
Carroll.
Madison Beer?
I think
That brother
Justin
is
Herbert, if he
cooking.
wins MVP, if you want a dark horse MVP candidate, throw some little bit on Justin Herbert. It's
That
probably good
brother
money.
is cooking. Yeah.
I mean, Jim Harbaugh, I've always liked him back when he was at the 49ers in that Super Bowl that you mentioned when the lights went out.
Brother against
Chiefs at
brother.
10, I think it's okay for now, but I wouldn't be shocked if it drops.
Also, really quick, shout out Starbucks for the large mint majesty tea. Add a little bit of honey. Shout out if you know, you know. Um,
I think they
anyway.
know from the background.
um, number nine is the 1-1 Washington Commanders.
I think that's valid. They ran up against a tough team last Thursday,
Yeah.
so I
I,
think before you go to the next one, I think the Lions and the Commanders are good teams, but they just ran up against the Packers. Like you can't say, "Oh, the Lions, they're not very good," because they blew
they
out
put up
who
a
they played
fucking
last
50
week.
burger against Chicago.
Oh my God. I have something after the power rankings that I think you're really gonna like.
Yeah.
Mentioning
Uh,
that Caleb Williams, his fingernail that we got it. We'll save that for the back burner, but
yeah. I do think I like the Commanders at nine. I think hopefully Jaden Daniels' injury isn't too bad because it does look like I believe it was Edrin Cooper kind of tackled him a little bit funny and it caused his knee to move like a little bit unnormally. So I hope he's all right. I love Jaden Daniels. I think he's a great quarterback. He kind of told like everybody F you when he left Arizona State and then balled out at LSU. Yeah. So I have bear down. I have nothing negative to say about Jaden Daniels. I hope he's all right. And furthermore, I hope Austin Eckler can heal up quickly too, because you hate to see that type of stuff happen. Um, Anyways, well, I digress to number eight is the 49ers at 2-0. For right now, it makes sense, right? But moving on with Mac Jones,
do you know how long Brock Purdy is out?
I believe the initial report said anywhere from 3 to 5 weeks.
Ugh. In 3 to 5 weeks, I mean the Cardinals. That's going to be a toss up.
Yeah,
Jaguars. I mean maybe there's life for Trevor Lawrence.
maybe.
Rams, probably a loss. Buccaneers. I'm not a Buccaneers fan, but shout out Gronk. But
Yeah, bear
I
down.
mean, you can't bet against Baker. Falcons. Penix is playing good. I think they'll definitely drop out of the eight spot, but for now it's okay.
Yeah, I agree with you there. At number seven is one of their division rivals, the 2-0 Los Angeles Rams.
Stafford's been playing well. I don't hate it.
Yeah. I don't really have much to say other than if Stafford can avoid those back injuries that he's known for, I think yeah. I don't have really much else to say. Think it's good. Think it's all right. So moving on, number six, we've got the 2-0 Los Angeles Chargers. Now, personally, I think that's a little unjust. I already looked at the teams ahead of them. I think it's a little bit interesting, but we all know how Justin Herbert plays in the playoffs and later in the season. He's known for not playing well. I believe it is no playoff wins, right, for the Chargers under him.
He's been
So,
a career like 500 quarterback,
yeah.
so I think it's
So,
it's a
yeah.
little high for how early it is in the season. We'll see how they play against Denver this weekend. I think that'll be one of the best games, especially because the Broncos need to rebound after that bullshit loss.
Oh my
That
God, that
leverage
was
call,
horrible,
that's
dude.
that call was I've never seen it in like all the years I've watched their football. I've never seen it called. I didn't even know it was a rule. Did
Yeah,
you?
I didn't know it was a rule. I read a report. I think it hasn't been called since like the late 90s or something crazy. Like, yeah. Anyways, number five, we've got the 1-1 Detroit Lions.
At number five?
At number five, the 1-1 Detroit Lions. And I think,
Wow.
my opinion, as somebody who despises that team, I can be fair and open. I think against the Packers with that defense, Jared Goff looked like a headless chicken. But then they go and play, as Ryan Poles said when he came on, we're gonna get the North and never, or we're gonna take the North and never give it back. That did not happen, buddy. So they put up like a 55 burger on Chicago's defense. So I think the 55 burger is why they're at five, in my opinion.
I think it's just too early to tell because they played one end of the spectrum a really good team and one end of the spectrum a really bad team. So
Yeah.
this next weekend, we'll know a lot more about them as they play the
Yeah,
Ravens at Baltimore. So if they get their doors blown off, I think they're going to drop probably out of the top 10, in my opinion.
yeah, I think it's fair. Monra cooked, as he does normally. Um,
Notre Dame legend,
yeah, even though Notre Dame's the first team since like the 80s to have no wins and be ranked. Uh,
1988, shout out.
yeah, neither here nor there. Go Aggies! Shout out Money Manziel. Number four is the one and number four is the 1-1 Baltimore Ravens.
Too
They
low?
sold in week one. Should be 2-0. They sold. Um, yeah, I personally think this is we're talking about the best team in the AFC. In my opinion, I think it's the Ravens. But they lost, so they have to be lower than one. So yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
Lamar
they're
Jackson, 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Derrick Henry, just an absolute stud per usual. Like, I didn't realize last season is when I really started watching the Ravens. I just didn't realize how huge he is compared to everybody
he's
else.
a
Like,
behemoth.
he's just like, it doesn't seem fair. Like, he's bigger than most linebackers.
He's like if you combined Eddie Lacy and Marshawn Lynch and put them on the right diet.
Yeah.
That is
He's like,
Derrick Henry.
he's like Marshawn Lynch and Eddie Lacy with a good dietitian in
Yeah,
Baltimore. Like,
yeah. He's a freak of nature. Like he's not a human. He's a dog.
it's just
That brother.
unfair because you
It
have
is.
Lamar, who's been a dog since his Louisville days. I mean,
Yeah. Because
but that Bills loss,
I,
that's tough.
I
But
think
it
they're
won't
gonna.
matter. It won't matter in 3 months. So
I think they're gonna be able to move on from that fine. I think last year Lamar had what like 3,800 passing yards and 1,000 rushing yards. Didn't he? Something like crazy stat like that. You basically have dual threat running back and a dual threat quarterback. It just makes it like I still will never understand the critics that say you can't throw. I mean, clearly that's just not true. So, anyways, number three, the 2-0 Green Bay Packers. So we look at the last three teams. Um, I think, the last three teams are all undefeated. And I think in no particular order, they could all be in the top three. So am I mad about it? No. The power rankings really are useless until the end of this. I mean, they're never really good. But yeah, we already talked in great deal about the Packers early in the video, so I don't need to add a whole lot. Excited for the upcoming few games here. Yeah, so we'll see how things go down.
it's definitely pretty much like in tier one of the NFL. I think is just the 4 teams that we mentioned: Baltimore, Buffalo, and then Philly and Green Bay. I think they're just kind of if somebody wins the Super Bowl that's not one of those 4 teams, I'll be shocked.
Likewise, I think it's going to be one of those four teams. Number two is the 2-0 Eagles. I think the Eagles offense looked pretty stale against the Chiefs, but there's a reason why it was a Super Bowl rematch, right? Um, I mean, you heard the chirp from Chris Jones when they're in victory formation, like you ain't even have 100 yards. I mean, it's true. And like we kind of discussed a little bit earlier, I'm not a fan of the tush push. Clearly, like Lane Johnson and all those guys were lined up, but like technically offsides as a false start. I mean, if you're a ref, you need to have like I've been seeing some things where it's like refs complaining about how like oh they can't see that well over the line and stuff. Okay, a fix to that, you need to get yourself at the center in the nose guard and line up everybody before you do the tush push. Get out of the pile and then let the play happen. If you're gonna keep the tush push, fine. Whatever. I mean, it promotes injuries, but and we know how much Roger Goodell loves injuries. But get a ref at the nose guard and the center and go down the line and line them all up. And if you can do that, then sure. But you can't have Lane Johnson a fucking helmet offside. It just is, how does that work?
Yeah, it's the kryptonite of everybody in the league seemingly. And the vote I heard last season, last offseason was 22-10. They missed it by 2 votes. It could have been
Yeah,
overturned.
you have to have 2/3.
And I think that replay will definitely change that. I mean, in my opinion, I think this is probably the last season we're going to see it because if you see that and you think that's fair with everybody being offsides, I think you just got to be smoking crack. Like it's
Yeah. But regardless, the Eagles are still great, formidable competition. I think they're going to be a juggernaut. Um, so when it comes time to play the Eagles, all cylinders have to be ready to fire. Um, Obviously, the last team we haven't said, the 2-0 Buffalo Bills. I don't have really much to say. Josh Allen is like that. His wife is bad. His team is good. What else is there to say?
have you seen Sinners yet?
I refuse to watch it.
Why not?
I'm
Why
not,
not?
I'm not gonna because I don't want to watch another man's wife in that scenario in a movie. That's weird.
Oh, it's when October comes around, you might
Yeah,
have to pull a little something there. But
yeah, we'll see.
anyways, I digress. But before we get to the Week 3 NFL preview, I had something I wanted to run by you for the stacked 2024 quarterback class, the draft class. We have 7 quarterbacks of note. Now, Jane Daniels, I think, is obviously number one out of all of them. Could you give me your 2 through 7? I could go first if you want me to go first, but
Yeah. Yeah,
I'll
you
give
can run
you
it.
who I think. I mean, I think it's close between a couple of them, but I think at the end it gets a little dicey. But I think number one, Jane Daniels. Number two, I'm basing it more off of last season, just because this first couple games for Bo Nix has been a little iffy. But I'll give Bo Nix number two, Michael Penix number three, Drake May number four, JJ McCarthy number five. Caleb Williams all the way down at number six because I think it's just been a really rough start for him. And barely Caleb Williams barely beats out at number seven Spencer Rattler.
Okay, yeah. So for me, I think we agree at one for sure. I think it's Caleb Williams. Oh, kidding. Um, I think it's Jaden Daniels at one for sure. Um, yeah, number two, it's probably got to be Bo Nix. I think we agree there. Um, I think three, I'm gonna pick Drake May over Penix. I mean, like last year, Drake May played well. The Patriots are off to an start. They're that Borhallis dude or whatever missed 2 PATs against the Dolphins, which which is unacceptable as an NFL kicker.
And then
But
they gave him the game ball because he
yeah,
hit like a late field goal. It's like,
yeah,
why
I
are you giving him the
know.
ball?
He hit like a 45 yarder to essentially like give them the win, which is insane. But anyways, I have Penix at four, and then yeah, after that it's like McCarthy, Williams, and Spencer Rattler. Like Caleb Williams at the last. Him and Angel Reese have the same nail tech, which says a lot. Both are horrible at their respective sport.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense now that you say that. But I just wanted to run that by you because I thought it was fascinating that if it was a redraft, Daniels goes immediately number one, and then from there, kind of you can kind of pick and choose. But a lot, I mean, that's kind of be the draft class. I feel like in recent memory that will be looked at 5 years from now and 10 years
Yeah.
from now, and kind of they'll compare each other. But week three, looking ahead this weekend, only a handful of games that I'm really interested in looking at. The Denver Chargers game, like I mentioned. I think quietly the Steelers Patriots game could be kind of fun. I know both teams are kind of middle of the road, but I think it'll be an interesting game to see how Rodgers bounces back after that Seahawks loss. Rams Eagles, I think, could be fun. And then last but not least, the Lions and the Ravens. That's going to be an absolute show.
Yeah, I wanted to do a quick fire with you, and you just picked the winner for all the games this week. So we'll start with Thursday night, Bills Dolphins.
I think if Bills don't win by 2 touchdowns, I'll shotgun a beer the start of the next podcast.
All right, Packers, Browns.
Same rules apply.
I'll join you in that one. Colts, Titans.
Ooh. Danny Dimes has been balling out.
Yeah, some say Indiana Jones. All
Give me the Titans.
right, Steelers, Patriots.
Go Pats.
Jets, Buccaneers.
Hmm. Oh, Buccaneers.
Easily. Raiders, Commanders.
Give me a Raiders upset.
Rams, Eagles.
Eagles for sure.
Falcons, Panthers.
I just want T-Mac to play good, but
Yeah,
give me the
me too.
Falcons. It sucks watching
Yeah,
their games. I'm watching them for him every week, but it's just
they're
horrible.
so bad. Bryce Young is such a joke. Bengals, Vikings.
A little Jake Browning action. Shout out to Jake Browning, Washington legend, even though I hate Jed Fish, but
Yeah.
I mean JJ McCarthy by a field goal. Give me the
Okay.
Vikings.
No, McCarthy's not playing. Remember, he's hurt. It's Carson Wentz.
Oh, that's right. What happened to McCarthy?
Ankle injury, high ankle sprain.
Ah, okay. I wasn't sure if he was out. Yeah. Ugh, two backups. Give me Browning then. Yeah, I'll take the Bengals.
Texans, Jags.
Mm. Wow, that
Yeah,
NFC South is just
you
horrible.
gotta. I mean, for me, you gotta give me CJ Stroud here.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think AFC South is going to be the least amount of wins in that division?
I think the NFC South or whatever division has the Buccaneers, Falcons, Saints, and
NFC South?
yeah,
Both of the South divisions are just dreadful. But yeah, give me the Texans for sure.
Broncos, Chargers,
If the Broncos don't win, the same rules apply for the Packers and the other. It could potentially be three beers in a row.
Saints, Seahawks. Give me the
Oh,
Seahawks.
Seahawks all day. Unless Rattler just goes ballistic, but
Or they bring in Tyler Shug.
Hamilton High School legend.
Yeah, Cardinals, Niners.
Go Cards. 3-0, baby.
Yeah, give me the Cardinals, especially against Mac Jones. Uh, the Cowgirls versus the Bears.
Oh my God. That's a 3:30 game? Dang.
I know it's
I
the
think
battle
I'd
of the
rather watch
Sphere.
like paint dry. Just give me the
I'd,
Bears, I guess.
I'd rather watch Angel Reese miss fucking 30 layups in a row and get her own rebound. Speaking of WNBA, shout out Paige Beckers, Rookie of the Year.
40,
Um,
40 burger.
yeah, something light. Yeah, give me the Cowboys for sure, which is insane. The Bears are favored. That's wicked. The Bears are favorites, 1.5 point favorites. Kenny
I think they'll
Clark is gonna
probably
have
get
a
it just because they're at home. But if Brandon
no
Aubrey's
way.
going for a game winner from 60 plus, give me the Cowboys.
Dude, Dak is gonna cook. Their defense is horrible. George Pickens, CD, Michael Turpin, and then Javonte Williams run like it's Thanksgiving. Like, dude's gonna get. They're gonna get. I think the Cowboys might win by like 14 points. The Bears are literally the worst. Like, the Bears are the worst team in the NFL in my opinion.
That'll be the Brotherhood Ballad lock of the week. Shout out to DraftKings if they're going to sponsor us. Give us Cowboys minus 13 and a half. Just pound that and like
Yeah. Come on,
quintuple your
DraftKings.
money.
Also, it'd be nice if Starbs could get us some free Mint Majesty tea. We'd love to plug Starbucks. Um, then we got Chiefs Giants.
Chiefs by a touchdown or more.
The
Do we
five
see
and a half
Jackson
point
Dart or
favorite.
no?
No. Dude,
I mean,
Russell
Russ did
almost
have a
threw
career
for
week.
500 yards. There's no way that they start Dart now. No way. And then capping our week off Monday night, we have the Lions and the Ravens. It is in Baltimore. And as of now, as I'm looking right now, the Ravens are 4.5 point favorites.
I like the Ravens. In terms of the spread, I would still take the Ravens. I think they'll win by a touchdown.
Yeah, I like the Ravens. Also. A few hot takes. Bears are the worst team in the NFL. It's not even close. Give
They're
Micah
worse than the
Parsons
Saints and the Panthers.
and the Dolphins worst NFL team right now. Ryan Poles is the worst GM in the league. He hasn't made one Pro Bowler since his time as GM. They don't have one Pro Bowl player since
The
he's been the
Bears?
GM. Nope, not one. They haven't drafted or acquired a single Pro Bowl player.
And how long?
Ryan Poles took over, I believe, in 21 or 22.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's bad.
it's horrible. The Bears are the worst team in the NFL. Micah Parsons for DPOY. Lamar to go back to or Lamar to win the MVP. That's not really a hot take, but I still have the Chargers winning the West.
I think that's fair. I think I would say for heading into week three, my hot take, Chiefs are going to miss the playoffs.
I like it. I like
Any
that.
closing thoughts from D. Alex Johnson?
Um, I'm just excited that we can officially announce the Brotherhood Ballad will be weekly every Tuesday. It might be uploaded on Wednesday, who knows? But for sure we'll be filming every Tuesday. Maybe you guys will get lucky with a random pop-up if requires. Uh
Emergency pods are always up in the
Emergency
air.
pods are always up in the air. Two things that we are both looking forward to in 2 weeks. Well, next Saturday we have two undefeated Big 12 teams matching up against each other. The Iowa State Cyclones versus the Arizona Wildcats at Jack Trice. It is going to be a whiteout. Um, it's going to be a hell of a game. Iowa State, as of today in the AP polls, ranked 12. They're in the CFP now. Arizona beat Kansas State. They're looking pretty good right now. Brent Brennan in his second season. I'm excited for that matchup. I think it's going to be a good one. And then you guys will get a little bit from me in a couple weeks here. But the last weekend of September is the Ryder Cup. So when that time comes, that Tuesday that we record, I will be giving a little bit of a bit on the Ryder Cup. But yeah, other than that, I'm excited for week three. Hopefully, we should have some good NFL Sunday and Monday too. Um, but yeah, I'm fired up. Nothing beats the NFL season.
Yeah, it's the best time of year, honestly. I think for that Arizona Iowa State game, it's going to be one hell of an environment in Ames. Prime time. I'm glad we got the prime time slot. I'm
Should
tired of
be.
these 9 p.m., 9:30
Yeah.
kickoff, 6 p.m. on ESPN, Central Standard Time. It's going to be huge. I mean, I want Arizona to win, but I think either result, I think both teams will be fine. I think Iowa State, if they win this game against Arizona, I think this will be the toughest game on their schedule going the rest of the way. I don't really see Cincinnati, Kansas, Arizona State, I think is a fraud. I don't really see
Fourth
anybody else
down.
beating them. TCU maybe will give them a little bit of a fight with Hoover at quarterback, but I think Iowa State could definitely make the Big 12 championship again. And I think they could definitely see Arizona if Texas Tech or Utah stumble a little bit for sure.
Yeah. Right now, my two favorites for the Big 12 are Tech and Iowa State.
That's valid. Tech. I think once they play some competition, we'll have to see what all that transfer portal, all they got in the transfer portal, will have to step it up for sure. But
Yep.
this has been the Brotherhood Ballad. NFL Week 3 is
Yes,
coming. Week
sir.
2 was amazing. Thanks for joining. We will be here next week on Tuesday.
Talk to you guys.